Hey guys, so the other day on my Instagram stories, I basically asked people to send me their assumptions about me. I put up like a questions box and I said that I would then respond to those assumptions in a YouTube video. I've typed them out on here so I can read them now, but I will put the screenshots on the screen. But I just typed them out quickly. I didn't really think about my responses or anything, so my responses will be, spontaneous as I read them out. So this is in no particular order. I always thought you burn herbs. I don't know. I can be an ass to you and me. I don't know what the second bit is really talking about, being an ass or whatever, but I always thought you burn herbs. Yeah. So I get this a lot. People often say, oh, you always look high, or, in certain videos, they'll comment and be like, wow, you definitely smoked a lot before this video. Or even sometimes on a live, they're like, oh, you're clearly so high, whatever. And yeah, it's quite ironic, I guess, because I've never really smoked weed or smoked anything in my life. Like, I've literally tried for like 2 seconds, maybe like twice in my life, and I just coughed and was like, nah, it's not for me, both times. So hold on, I don't like this angle. I feel like my head's too close to the top. Yeah, so I don't know exactly why people think I smoke or whatever, but I don't smoke. Okay, next assumption. Can't even say because you barely replied to me. I tried messaging you about a dub plate and well, I don't know about that. So obviously there's not really any assumption written here, but generally, like, I often do get people complaining that I don't reply to them. I mean, obviously I do reply to some people, but sometimes I get complaints about like me not replying. And honestly, I find it a bit of a strange complaint because unless you're like one of my good friends or family member or something, which the people aren't, the people who are complaining, they're usually people I've never met in my life. I just think it's a strange expectation to expect somebody to reply to every stranger who messages them every single time. Because if you just take Instagram, obviously this is from Instagram. So taking Instagram as an example, I have like 75,000 followers on there. So imagine if every one of them messaged me, which, okay, they haven't, but let's just say they did. Or imagine if even if only like a half or a quarter of them messaged me, like replying to all of those messages would be a full-time job. Like even if it was only 1,000 of them who messaged me, imagine having to keep in regular contact with 1,000 people in your Instagram DMs. Like, there aren't enough hours in the day for that. And I just find it, I would like to know if other content creators get these kinds of messages, like, because I know for me, like if I message someone with a lot of followers, I kind of think, oh, they probably won't reply to me, but like if they do, great, but like I don't really expect a reply because I imagine they might not even see it because their inbox might be really full because they have a lot of followers. So I don't know, I find it like a strange expectation when people expect me to just automatically reply when I've never met them in my life. The next assumption is not single. Well, I am single. I think if I ever become not single, like if I ever end up in a relationship again, I don't think it will be a secret. Like, I would keep a sneaky link a secret, probably, or, people that I'm just dating a bit casually or whatever, I wouldn't probably publicize them. But if I had like a literal boyfriend, then I don't think that would be a secret. Like maybe I wouldn't necessarily show his face, but I feel like I would definitely acknowledge his existence. Like in my vlogs, I would say, oh, I went here with my boyfriend, or, you know what I mean? I wouldn't keep a boyfriend completely a secret. I don't have a reason to, like, hide my relationship status. So if I tell you that I'm single, then I'm single. I mean, I have one rule about my social media, and it's that I don't tell lies on there. So yeah, if I tell you I'm single, but obviously remember that when I'm single, I can still date boys, I can still hang out with boys, but I am single. Next assumption, strong independence, grounded. Yeah, I guess I'm quite independent. I mean, I think being a solo traveler, you generally have to be quite independent because you have to figure out a lot of things for yourself and, make most of your decisions just by yourself without too much help from other people. And I guess being single as well sometimes makes you a bit independent. I've been single for a long time now. Like, me and my last boyfriend broke up in 2022 in like March. So yeah. Next one. You are a very humble and goal-driven young lady. It also seems that you're a freak in bed. Um, yeah, I would say I'm humble. Am I goal-driven? I don't have like a specific goal. I mean, I know that I want to continue to grow my social media platforms. Um, so I guess I'm driven by that because I'm quite committed to my content and I take my content seriously. So yeah. You're a freak in bed. I feel like everyone's a freak when they end up in bed with the right person, but when they end up in bed with the wrong person, they're just boring in bed. I don't know. Everyone is going to get you so wrong. What's the point? Yeah, I guess assumptions are often wrong, but the point is just for a YouTube video. I had seen other creators do this same concept and I just thought it was a cool concept, so yeah. You're just living life and don't care about people's opinions because you're not benefiting from it, lol. Yeah, I definitely am just living life and I try not to care very much about people's opinions. I mean, obviously I am human, so obviously sometimes it won't feel nice to read certain things that are said about me or whatever, but I definitely try to remind myself that, like, if random people think bad things about me, it doesn't really matter because those aren't people who I care about. So if I had a boyfriend, let's say, then I would probably care what he would think about me, but when it's just some random person who I've never even met and don't even care about and don't even know, then it doesn't like really matter if they think something bad about me. So yeah, I try not to really care about it. Next assumption, your bank account must be loaded. So I find it so funny hearing people's assumptions about like my money, because I can do one thing and it can cause half the people to say I'm broke and the other half to say that I have money. So for example, I can fly somewhere and go and sleep on somebody's couch. And because I'm sleeping on somebody's couch, half the people will be like, oh, you're so broke. Why are you traveling when you're so broke if you can't afford a hotel? Oh, you have to sleep on somebody's couch, blah, blah, blah. But then the other half of the people will be like, what? You took another flight? You must be loaded. You're always flying. So it's like, I don't know. Even when I went on a cruise, I don't know if you guys saw the cruise content, but I basically ended up getting this like crazy cheap cruise ticket for like £350 to go from Spain to Guadeloupe last year or the year before. 2000, was it last year? I think it was last year. And even when I was on that cruise, like, because I had the cheapest type of cabin, because I literally wanted this like £350 ticket, some people were like, oh, only broke people go in those cabins. But then other people were like, oh, you must be rich because you're going on a cruise, you know? So I don't know, it's always just funny seeing people's assumptions about that. But anyway, I don't know what you call loaded. Like for some people, £1,000 might be loaded, but for some people, £10,000 might be loaded, but for other people, £10,000 might not be very much money. So I don't even know what this person means by loaded. So I don't know whether this person would think I'm loaded or not. You're actually tall. I'm 5'5.5", which I believe, according to my research, is actually like average height for a woman in the UK anyway. Yeah, I'm 5'5.5". I don't know what else to tell you. But usually, like when people see me for the first time, like when they've seen me on TikTok but they haven't met me in real life, and then they eventually meet me in real life on the street or something, there's always, well not always, but there's so often something that they say like, oh, I thought you were slimmer. Oh, I thought you were fatter. Oh, I thought you were taller. Oh, you're so short in person. Oh, you're taller in person. Like, I don't know. Oh, the camera doesn't do your face justice. Or there's often just some kind of observation, and I'm just like, okay. Next one. To me, you only like African guys. I said to me, lol. So to be honest, it's funny because usually when I'm dating someone or talking to someone or seeing someone or whatever, you guys, as in like my followers, don't actually see who they are. So usually the people who are actually in my videos and stuff are usually not the guys that I'm actually like seeing or talking to like that. I guess there could be exceptions, but like generally most of the people that I've, you know, dated or whatever since being a TikToker, they haven't been in any of my videos. So you guys usually have no idea who it is that I like or who I'm dating or whatever. But in terms of race or background, I would say that I definitely see attractive people from, you know, most backgrounds. So there's not really a rule about they have to be this or they have to be that, you know. Okay, next assumption. I think you and Big P are having sex. So for those who don't know, Big P is a music artist in Trinidad who I have a couple of songs with, and the songs were of like a sexual nature. But yeah, we actually never had sex. We did kiss, but we never had sex. Actually, during the period when I made those songs with him and when those songs were kind of being spoken about, why is my screen doing that? I was actually in a like no sex period, not on purpose, but like basically I met somebody in March who I was seeing for a little while and I liked him, but then we ended up not being in the same country for a really long time, and I was still talking to him and I still liked him, and I just didn't really find anyone else that really compared to him, so I didn't really want to sleep with anyone else. So even though me and him were like not exclusive by any means, I just didn't sleep with anyone for like a period of like 7 months. So from March until October this year, I didn't have sex with anyone. So throughout this whole Big P thing, when people were like speculating about us and stuff, I literally wasn't even having sex. So it's kind of ironic. Next, you have a secret love, but you're not telling us. Yeah, like I said earlier in the video, if I had an actual boyfriend, I really don't think it would be a secret. I wouldn't say that I have a love. Like at the moment, there's somebody who I guess you could say I'm seeing. Like, I don't know how you would phrase it, but there's somebody who like I hang out with and we do stuff. But he's not my boyfriend. I wouldn't say that I have a love. Yeah. You seem like a sweet girl, but if rubbed the wrong way, you will give them the business. Give them the business. Yeah, I think I try to be kind, like, as much as I can in life. You know, both to, like, strangers and people I know and whatever. Like, I think it's nice to be nice. You know, I don't like having bad vibes with anyone, and I like having positive interactions, and yeah, I just want to be kind where possible. But yeah, I'm also not scared to like argue back to someone or to like give someone a taste of their own medicine in a way or whatever, if it feels like that's necessary at the time, or maybe if I'm just in like an argumentative mood. So yeah, it's like with comments that I get on TikTok, like sometimes I might just ignore them or, you know, block the person, but then sometimes if I'm just in a certain mood, I'll, you know, reply back to them in a way that's kind of giving them back what they gave to me, or maybe even do like a video response where I, yeah, talk to them how they spoke to me or whatever. Well, every man running you down. Well, clearly every man's not running me down. Some men have no interest in me. Some men are up in my DMs. Like I said, there's one man who I'm kind of seeing at the moment. Yeah. Okay, next one. I assume you are not shy. Yeah, I guess I'm not usually shy. I would say the things that would make me feel shy would be if I had to do things that were really outside of my comfort zone. So for example, well, obviously now, like, I kind of do a bit of music for fun, and sometimes that ends up with me like being on a stage with a microphone, and to be honest, that makes me feel shy because that's just not something that I ever thought I'd be doing, and I feel like I can't really dance, I can't really sing. I mean, I know most of my songs are like more talking songs, so you don't really have to sing, but it just makes me feel shy. I don't know, like being on a stage. But usually when I'm doing like my regular things, so just like vlogging, traveling, stuff like that, I don't usually feel too shy, except sometimes I definitely still get self-conscious if I have to film in public. So if I'm doing like a food review in a restaurant and it's just me at the table with the food and I have to like balance my phone on something and be talking to the camera like, oh yeah, it tastes good, whatever, I sometimes feel a bit shy if I feel like everyone's like watching me, or if it's a really quiet restaurant and you can just hear my voice, you know, in the whole restaurant, then I would feel a bit shy. Next one, you don't like makeup. Yeah, I'm not really a makeup person. There are a couple of bits of makeup that I do use. So I have like an eyebrow pencil and I also have mascara, but I only really wear the mascara like if I'm, you know, going to a party or something. But generally I don't want to wear like much makeup, you know, face makeup and stuff like that. There's like several reasons, partially because I wouldn't even be good at putting it on. Like, I don't even really know how. Secondly, because it would cost me money, and I just prefer to spend my money on, you know, flights and stuff like that. Thirdly, it would be more things to carry. You know, I'm accustomed to often going backpacking and stuff where I have to like fit everything in a backpack, and I just wouldn't want to have more things to deal with. But also it's because I feel like if I put on makeup and then I felt like prettier, then I feel like I would feel ugly without it, and I don't want to feel ugly. Like, I spent most of my teenage years feeling ugly, and I don't want to feel ugly again, you know? So yeah. And also, I just think that, you know, my face is my face and it's good enough. This is my face. If you don't like it, just don't look. I don't know. Like, I just think we're all good enough how we are. You love to travel, but you stay in the country you like the most a little bit longer. Well, yeah, I usually try to spend more time in the countries that I'm really enjoying. Would make sense. I assume your favourite country to stay in the Caribbean is Trinidad. I would say Trinidad is the place where I like to spend like longer periods of time, because by this point I've been here so many times. I have lots of friends here, there's lots of content I want to do here, there are lots of events I want to go to here. I know my way around, not like everywhere, but I'm just quite comfortable here, and yeah, it kind of feels like a second home. So yeah. The next assumption simply says one word. It says freaky. Like I said, I think everyone's freaky if they're, you know, in bed with someone who they have a lot of chemistry with. I think it will just bring out like their confidence to just do what they want and do crazy things. And yeah. Next one. I know she's gonna grow followers and be famous. Well, hopefully I'll keep growing followers. I mean, I spend a lot of time and energy on content. I pretty much post every day and edit every day and film every day, so hopefully it'll keep growing. She seems like she gets irritated easily, but at the same time she doesn't care. Yeah, it depends on what it is. Like, I don't care about certain hate comments and stuff, but then there are certain things I do care about. So for example, I often get quite irritated by comments that I think are rooted in like misogyny and sexism and stuff, because I really hate that. Or, you know, racism, like all those kinds of things. If I feel like the comments are like rooted in that, then they definitely irritate me more than other negative comments, you know. You're a virgin. I am not a virgin. I lost my virginity when I was 17. You don't shower. I think this is the most stupid one we've had in the whole thing. Well, personally, I usually like to not start my day with a shower. So I start my day by editing content in bed usually, and then I usually just like have breakfast, whatever. But then before actually leaving the house is when I would usually shower, put on, you know, clothes, different outfit, and go outside. I'm not one of these people that takes like 5 showers a day. Like I said, I like to have a shower before I get dressed, like in the morning to go outside, and I might have another shower in the day, or I might not, but definitely before putting on like a clean outfit, I definitely like to have a shower. I met you at St. Lucia Carnival, we danced, you were very down to earth. That's cool. I don't even think I danced with many people at St. Lucia Carnival. You know, a lot of these carnivals, there's so many girls in the band and not many boys. So I feel like when that's the case, I don't even usually dance with many people. But yeah, that's cool. Next one, humble, free spirit, golden heart. Well, that's nice. I definitely would say, yeah, have quite a free spirit. I assume you is a hoe. So guys, can someone please tell me in the comments, like, what exactly do you class as a hoe? Because clearly we all know that it's actually a slang term for a prostitute, which I think we all know that I'm not working as a prostitute, I'm working as a travel vlogger. Like, when people throw around this word, especially boys, men, throw around this word, oh, you're a hoe, she's a hoe. Like, what exactly are you implying? Like, are you just implying that we sometimes have sex outside of a relationship? Or are you implying that we have like a 5-man rotation, a 10-man rotation, or is a 2-man rotation enough for us to be classed as a hoe? Like, what exactly do you even mean by your misogynistic remarks? Yeah, I'm sleeping with someone at the moment. He's not my boyfriend. If you would like to be misogynistic and call me a hoe because of that, you may go ahead. But like I said, I actually don't know exactly what you mean by classing somebody as a hoe, so maybe you can let us know. Even though I'm just not particularly interested in your misogyny anyway, but yeah. I find you cool, you ain't hurting nobody. If them want to hate, let them hate, but you're doing what you like. Yeah, I don't think I'm hurting anybody either. And there'll always be some people that don't like what you're doing. Even if you're just breathing, there'll be some people that tell you that you breathe wrong. You are one brave young woman. As a mum, I get so frightened for you, but I pray for your safety. Well, thanks for praying for my safety, but I don't think there's any need to get frightened for me. Often the things I'm doing are quite standard, just, you know, taking a bus to like a beach or something like. So yeah, that is all the assumptions that came in on Instagram. Let me know if you guys have any more or what other types of videos you want to see on here.